Hey everybody. Here for Love and Hip Hop season. Whoa, I don't even know what episode this is. Hold on while I get my remote. This episode was boring to me. Like it was kind of a snooze. Matter of fact, every show. Okay, season 6, episode 8. Every show that came on tonight was type boring except for K Michelle and Stevie J and Jocelyn. I was even bored with Hit the Floor. And Hit the Floor is my show. But anyway, ooh, what was it? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, girl, can you get your hand out my shirt? Why you keep exposing me? Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna talk about the stuff that happened tonight. Nothing major. What's this episode mostly about? Okay, it started off with Bianca and Mo getting into it in the studio and whatnot. So, Mo is just like, I'm just about the business right now, or whatever. So, Cardi is like, well, I heard you're the type that be jumping shorties. And Mo was like, at the end of the day, I don't have to jump her. I don't have to do nothing to her. Every time I see her, it's a problem. I don't need to jump her. So, Cardi is like, you sitting up here talking about you don't have to jump her or whatever, but you ain't, basically like, calling her bluff. You ain't really do nothing when she was in there. Girl, by dab. And I'm like, you know what, Cardi? Cardi is a friggin' character. Like, I swear, there is only one. There is only one, and Cardi is a character. But yeah, so Young B meets up with Yandy, and she's basically upset because Yandy was working with Mo. And Yandy is setting the record straight and telling her, girl, I can work with whoever I want to. I'm grown. At the end of the day, this is business. It's not personal, And she's like, you've been in the game for a while, so you already know that music, like songs, change hands all the time between artists until it comes into the hands of the right person. Get that out your mouth. So, she's like, I need for you to, strike one was at the cipher, strike two was at the studio, and you fighting with Mo. We not gonna do three strikes and you're out. This is not baseball. You either gonna get with the music, or we either gonna do business together, or I can't work with you. And Young B is basically like, I'm not. She's basically like, I just feel like, Yandy, I know she's already like through with me as an artist or whatever, but I just, want her, I'm just going to try and keep my cool and let it go as far as Mo goes. And, Yandy is basically telling her in this industry, there's always going to be a Mo. There's always going to be a person who you don't get along with, but you got to suck that up and you just got to deal with it. Which is true, not only in the industry, but in life, period. There's always going to be that one person, stop, girl. There's always going to be that one person who keeps nagging you, and you get down if I pop you. There's always gonna be that one person who gets under your skin, who always, haters basically, and that's why they say let your haters be your motivators, and that's what Young B needs to do. How she came in that studio session, she shouldn't have came in there like that. She could have totally ignored Mo and let Mo make a fool out of herself, and she could have impressed Yandy, and Yandy would have probably been like, oh wow, I see you getting it. The whole etiquette thing is working. So, moving on. Cardi is working on her career, her music and whatnot. And she's just like, she's been hosting, and when she's not hosting, she's recording. So she's with her sister in the back of the car, and they're talking about her man that's in jail, and Cardi is like so excited because she got marriage papers from him, and she feel like the best way to get married is in jail. That's just OD gangster. And I'm like, Cardi. But I'm like, okay, whatever. She ratchet. I'm gonna let her have that. That's her dream. A jailhouse wedding. Whatever. But her sister is like, okay, but dudes will promise you the sun, the moon, the stars, the earth, the planet, everything. When they in jail. When they get out, it's a whole nother story. I'm like, you speaking truth. So, her sister was like, at this point, Cardi is just basically like, trying to say that her reason is justified. She wants to get married in jail. And her sister's like, all right, whatever. Just make sure you get that prenup. So, Cardi, she meets up with her manager, and she's also in the midst of her hosting and rapping. She's also I guess like an ambassador or something for like her own chargers. She has her own line of chargers, power chargers for like I guess mobile phones or whatever. So in the middle of her meeting with her manager, her boo thing from jail calls. So, they're having a discussion about the marriage papers and getting married. And, Cardi was like, I was thirsty to get married at first, but now I'm a little bit nervous. And he's like, you don't have to worry about working so much. When I get home, I'm going to take care of you, this. And Cardi is like, well, I need my own money. I can't be relying on no man. You want me to leave it alone. You want me to be a basic chick having babies and being a housewife. He was like, yeah, I want you to have like 5 kids. And she like, oh, I ain't having all them kids with this body. I'm like, yo, this conversation is just a hot mess. And he was like, nah, I just don't want you working so hard. When I get out, I got you. It's me and you to the end. I love you. And she's like, okay. And I get that, but I feel like you don't support my dreams. You don't support my life. You just want to take care of me. And in her confessional, she was like, the day that I let a man take over, and I give up my my hopes and my dreams, is like that's the final day for me. I don't need a man. I want a man, and I'm not gonna give up what I want to do because you want me to stay home and be a housewife. And I'm like, that's right, Cardi. Cardi is a character, but she be saying some stuff sometimes. Like, she's funny, but a lot of the stuff she be saying is true. And that is the truth. A lot of women get so wrapped up in their men that when they men leave, they don't know who the heck they are when those men leave. So at least Cardi is like trying to build her own brand and get her own stuff together before even relying on the man. It's great to have a man, but it's also great to have your individuality. So, moving on. Mariah Lynn, meets up with Rich just to discuss all of the stuff that's going on with her mom, the legal stuff, and how her mom is pregnant and may have the baby in jail or whatever. So, at first she tried to reach out to Cisco. Cisco wasn't answering. And I could have sworn Cisco did the same thing to Mo at her party when they were dating. And Cisco came to Mo's party, the BBOD like single release party, mad late, but he's supposed to be there to support her. Now, Mariah Lynn is calling him, texting him, whatever, trying to get a hold of him because she needs him, to be a shoulder, and he's not there. So she went to Rich because she knows that Rich is a good guy. Despite it all, Rich would give her, unsolicited advice. And she confides in Rich, yeah, my mom is in her last trimester of pregnancy. I'm just going through all of this legal stuff with her. And then, add that to the fact my whole music career, like, that's enough to stress anybody out. So they're just talking casually. And Rich is like, I think Mariah Lynn wanted to work with him. With everything that was going on. So Rich is like, no, I done turned over a new leaf. I'm not doing what I used to do anymore, and I gotta stay focused. So I don't know, in this conversation where it seemed like she was messing around with Rich or whatever, to me it just seemed like she was confiding in Rich. It doesn't really seem like she was trying to get with Rich or she was trying to have sex with him or anything. It just seemed like she was confiding in him as a friend. Now she went and she hung out with Cisco, and basically her and Cisco was discussing being together, making it official, making it something. And then when all 3 of them get together, no, Rich was at DJ Self's party for his single, I think I Got the Juice or something like that. So when Rich, Rashida, and Self are outside, Rashida's like, yeah, I'm managing Lexi and Mariah Lynn, and Self is like, how are you managing Lexi? I didn't know BBOD broke up and you managing Mariah Lynn. So, Rich is like, really? She was just at my crib, 2 days ago. And Rashida was like, wow, that's recent. So, what do you want me to do with this? Yeah, take it. It's your book. You just throwing it all over the place. I'm sorry. Yeah, so Rich is basically like, yeah, she was just at my house or whatever, and I think Rashida said something about one of them, bless you, one of them said something about Mariah Lynn dating Cisco, and Rich was like, they're dating? She was just at my house. And, Mariah was like, well, that's recent. How recent was that? And he's like, 2 days ago. And she's like, does Cisco know that? He said, honest to God, I don't even know. So Rich was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to have a talk with her and him to find out what's going on. So when they all come together to have the talk, him and Mariah just talking or whatever. And, Mariah Lynn is basically trying to come to him and tell him, thank you for the advice. You were there for me when I needed you, but I want to be with Cisco. Before she could even get a word in edgewise, here comes Cisco, old Mr. Potato Head ass, trying to see what's going on in the conversation, feeling some kind of way. And I'm like, oh gosh, so they going back and forth. And Cisco feels like Mariah Lynn is being sneaky and she's being, a thought by confiding in Rich and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, I don't see it that way. Like, she needed a friend. You weren't there. You wasn't there for her. So she went to Rich, who's an old friend who knows her. So, he gonna basically say, well, the only reason why I started talking to her to begin with is to get back at you. And she's like, oh, wow, really? And I'm like, you know what? And he talking about some in his confessional. I want Mariah to believe that the only reason why I started talking to her was to get back at Rich. I want her to believe that's all about payback. And I'm like, you know what, Cisco? You are such a dirty MFer. Like, you just... And then you wonder why your relationships with women never work. Like, you're a douche. I cannot stand Cisco. So Mariah Lynn was tight, and she was like, you know what, F him and F him. I'm going to be good. I'm going to do me. It's whatever. So that's where it basically ended the episode there. So, what else happened? I kind of saved this part for last because I'm like shaking my head at these three. So Peter goes to see Amina in the studio to tell her the news about Tara being pregnant. So he sits her down and he tells her, hey, I know we just got into a better space or whatever, but it's something I have to tell you. So he tells her, when I was messing around with Tara, it resulted in her being pregnant. And now she's too far along to do anything about it. So Amina breaks down. Oh my God, why would you make her pregnant? Girl, hey. With that screaming. Yeah, sorry. But she's like, why would you make her pregnant? Why would you make her pregnant? And I just killed my baby. And I'm so tired of this. You done broke my heart so many times. And I stuck with you through it all. And I'm like, well, maybe you should have left him alone when everybody was telling you to leave him alone. Because a man will only do to you what you allow him to do. And Amina, you keep allowing him to make you look like a fool on TV. The man been making you look like a fool since him and Tara joined this cast. And that was 3 seasons ago. 2 seasons ago. So I'm like, you upset because he got her pregnant. And then she goes to his daughter and it's basically like, Tara is pregnant and I'm just so upset. I'm just so tired of him and the things that he's doing. And, and she's basically like, I haven't spoken to him. I haven't said anything to him. I don't know what to feel right now. And, his daughter is like, well, I've seen this all before. And it's like, when do you decide that enough is enough? When do you decide to stop? And just, put an end to it. And I'm like, well, he can decide to stop at any point. But what people need to stop doing is allowing Peter to do what he's doing. Y'all keep allowing it, he's going to keep doing it. Peter is not a mature dude. He's very childish in the brain. And then, on top of that, now we're hearing that Amina's going to announce she's pregnant at the reunion. Like, it's ridiculous. So you haven't learned your lesson. You like being a part of this misery, just like Tara. Y'all really sit up here and want to put all the blame on Peter, but y'all allow this BS to keep continuing. So, that was basically the episode. Like I said, this episode was boring. I really didn't care for it. And I'm just like, whatever with Amina, Peter, and Tara. I'm so sick of the 3 of them. So, yeah, y'all let me know how y'all felt. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend. I'll see you guys next video. Later.